This video is brought to you by MUBI. Go to mubi.com/CinemaStix for an extended free trial.
My name is Dr. Malcolm Crowe. We were supposed to meet today, but I missed our appointment. I'm sorry.
Hi, I'm Danny Boyd, and this is CinemaStix. I'm about to attempt the impossible and talk about what it is that makes M. Night Shyamalan's The Sixth Sense great, but without revealing its ending. Not because I expect anyone to not know one of cinema's most iconic twists after 25 years, but because of how well I believe the movie functions despite the ending, and not because of it. Insane? Well, let's see.
How can you help me if you don't believe me?
Most films built around twists are built around a mystery, or at the very least a question. Who did it, or why? How did they do it? What are people hiding? How did things get to be this way? And so on. These types of films want you leaning forward, trying to solve something, but misdirecting you or withholding information to keep you guessing or guessing wrong. The Sixth Sense does something very different.
I see dead people.
It gives you all the clues you need to solve its mystery, all the while never telling you that there's even a mystery to be solved in the first place. It hides its twist in plain sight.
Hey, baby. How was your day?
And therefore, the film has to sustain itself through something much simpler than detective work and forward-leaning momentum. Character.
It was Grandma's.
Character relationships.
Now, what if it broke? You know how sad I'd be.
Not as glamorous, I know, but beneath everything else, there is one central underlying theme to this movie, and that is communication.
Oh, God. Please tell me.
A mother unable to get through to her son, a husband who can't connect with his wife, a child struggling to admit something that he's terrified no one will understand.
Now tell me, baby. I won't get mad, honey. Did you take the bumblebee pendant?
No.
But that's only the first layer. There's something I don't name explicitly enough on this channel, and that is film grammar. It's how story and character and feeling are literally coded through the visual and auditory language of a movie. Film grammar teaches us subconsciously how to interpret what we're seeing and hearing. A good filmmaker knows this, but a great filmmaker knows how to use it to their advantage. For instance, notice the use of stable camera work. Even when the camera is handheld, when things are calm, it's well controlled.
Does it fine frame like that cost?
And where things become tense or frightening, that control is lost. Basic film language, but it's training our brains onto what to feel and when. A calm camera means safe.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Movement means something's wrong.
Is there something you want to see in there?
No.
But that's only the first half of the movie. Without us even realizing it, the camera's language is being instilled into us. And that creates psychological expectation, so that in the second half, after the film shifts into horror for the first time, the pattern can be subverted. The scariest moments are no longer introduced by instability, they arrive in calm frames, so we feel safe right up until we're not. This isn't incidental, by the way. This is Tak Fujimoto, Jonathan Demme's cinematographer on Silence of the Lambs. That's mastery of the form. But in general, this is a movie very much about framing and reframing expectation, both as a drama at large and as a genre piece.
Oh, shit, where my dad keeps his gun. Come on.
The film quite literally takes the ghost under the sheet, a trope that visually has been instilled into us since childhood to represent fear, and unmasks it to reveal something much more human and complex. Cole spends most of the movie terrified because he doesn't understand what's happening to him, and because he doesn't believe he can communicate it safely to anybody else. Not to his therapist Malcolm,
All your soldiers speak Latin.
and not to his mother. Until Malcolm accepts his truth and gives him the courage and the language he needs to communicate.
Just
right. That's what I think too. They just want help, even the scary ones. I think I might know a way to make them go away.
How?
Listen to them.
But at the same time that The Sixth Sense is teaching us how to read its visual language, at the same time it's giving us Cole's story, it's also constructing a third layer. It's building a system of rules, internal logic of the film's world that, unlike the film's visual grammar, should not be and is not ever broken or betrayed.
They get mad.
Sometimes those rules are presented explicitly,
It gets cold.
and sometimes they're shown. But some of the most interesting rules are the ones the film never announces at all, such as clothing, or characters' interaction or lack of interaction with objects in the world, or the motif of the color red in supernatural instances. A doorknob, a dress, a balloon, innocuous on a first watch, yet thematically significant on a second. So while the meta-language of the film can betray us to great effect, the internal logic and symbology in the film never does. Some rules may seem like they break a pattern, but even the exceptions can be explained through close observation. The Sixth Sense doesn't lie to us, and it doesn't withhold, which is why, unlike some mysteries that use feigned performances and red herrings to misguide our attention, here on a second viewing you realize that all the clues were right in front of you the entire time.
I'm so sorry, Anna.
Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Yes, I've seen the movie, I know this, but I'm going to point out the most remarkable and poignant example of this. Mind you, this is probably where I'll get dangerously close to the truth. Watch what the camera does in the hospital scene, a little more than halfway through the movie, as Cole finally communicates openly with Malcolm for the first time.
I see dead people.
In your dreams? While you're awake? Dead people like in graves, in coffins?
Walking around like regular people. They don't see each other. They only see what they want to see. They don't know they're dead.
How often do you see them?
All the time.
It's one of the most dangerous editing decisions I've ever seen in a movie, and if you've seen the film, then you'll understand why. No tricks, no misdirection, just perfect ambiguity. And all three layers present: strong visual language, overt declaration of the movie's rules,
They don't know they're dead.
and an emotional vulnerability as one character opens up to another. In fact, every major turning point in The Sixth Sense is ultimately built around this kind of vulnerability. Cole speaking openly with Malcolm, Cole confronting the ghosts instead of hiding from them. The film's emotional progression isn't driven by plot mechanics nearly as much as it's driven by character and connection. Which brings me to what I believe is the true climax of the movie. Not a reveal, not a twist, but a conversation.
Grandma says hi. She says she's sorry for taking the bumblebee pendant. She just likes it a lot.
What?
Grandma comes to visit me sometimes.
Cole, that's very wrong. Grandma's gone, you know that.
I know. She wanted me to tell you.
Cole, please
she wanted
stop.
me to tell you she saw you dance. She said, when you were little, you and her had a fight right before your dance recital. You thought she didn't come to see you dance. She did.
M. Night Shyamalan has said, and I agree, the car scene between Cole and his mother is really the emotional resolution of The Sixth Sense. Cole's final step in his arc, finally opening up to the person who matters most to him in the world. No score, no sly camera work, just two people talking. And so by the time the story does reach its final moments, the film has already done all of the emotional work, and we really find ourselves in more of a coda, meaning whatever comes from here onward is no longer carrying the weight of the movie. We're not consciously awaiting the big answer to a big question because no big question was ever posed. It is structurally, to me, both what makes The Sixth Sense as a film without a twist work on its own, and what makes the twist itself more shocking and fabled than almost any other movie out there, striking that rare satisfaction of being completely unexpected, and yet so faithfully following the film's internal and narrative logic that it makes absolute and utter sense. I'm Danny Boyd, this is CinemaStix. Thanks for watching. Hey everybody, today's video is brought to you by MUBI, a curated streaming service dedicated to elevating great cinema from all across the world. From iconic directors to emerging auteurs, MUBI has always got something new and amazing to discover. And that's because with MUBI, every film you see is hand-selected by a team of curators, real people, giving you access to the best of cinema at your fingertips, streaming anytime, anywhere. And right now, MUBI is showing one of the most critically acclaimed horror films of the last 15 years with The Babadook. The breakthrough feature from writer-director Jennifer Kent, The Babadook is a deeply unsettling psychological thriller about a widowed mother and her young son, whose lives begin to unravel after the appearance of a mysterious book, which quickly reveals itself to be something much deeper, blending psychological terror with an emotionally devastating story about grief, trauma, and loss. I highly recommend it. You can watch The Babadook or anything else streaming on MUBI with 30 days of MUBI free if you go to mubi.com/CinemaStix. Once again, that's mubi.com/CinemaStix for a whole month of great cinema for free.